Hey everyone, and a massive, warm welcome back to the channel. To every single person watching this right now, wherever you are in the world, I am sending you the biggest, most positive vibes. I truly hope you're feeling fantastic, happy, and most importantly, healthy today. Take a deep breath, relax, and get ready for a journey to what might be the most surreal, breathtaking, and absolutely mind-bending place on our planet. Now, we've all looked up at the sky and seen those perfect, fluffy clouds drifting by, right? And we've all looked down at puddles on the ground after a rainstorm and seen a faint, wobbly reflection of the world above. But what if I told you there is a place on Earth where that simple concept is taken to such an extreme that the entire world literally turns upside down? A place so vast and so perfectly flat that the ground completely disappears, and the sky takes over everything beneath your feet. I'm talking about a natural wonder so immense and so dazzlingly bright that astronauts use it to calibrate their instruments from space. It sounds like a dream, a computer-generated effect from a big-budget movie, but I promise you, it is breathtakingly real. In the high plains of Bolivia, in South America, there exists a salt flat so enormous and so surreal it defies belief. This is Salar de Uyuni, a place where the earth and the sky become one, creating an infinite mirror that will make you question everything you see and feel. So, how did this incredible place come to be? And what is it actually like to stand in the middle of what feels like nowhere and everywhere all at once? The story behind this is a fascinating tale of ancient lakes, geological upheaval, and a landscape that feels more like another planet than anything on Earth. To understand Salar de Uyuni, we have to travel back in time, tens of thousands of years. Picture this area not as a dry, white crust, but as a giant, prehistoric lake called Lake Minchin. This wasn't just any lake. It was a massive body of water that covered most of southwestern Bolivia. Over millennia, the climate in this region began to change. The earth warmed, the air became drier, and the huge lake slowly started to evaporate. As the water disappeared, it left behind what was dissolved in it, a colossal amount of salt and other minerals, like lithium. This process happened over and over again across different prehistoric lakes, each one leaving behind a new layer of salty crust. What remains today is the world's largest salt flat, stretching over 10,000 square kilometers. That's so big you could see it from space, and for context, it's larger than some small countries. But it's not just the size that's impressive, it's the flatness. The entire expanse is almost perfectly level, with elevation variations of less than a single meter over its entire massive area. This incredible flatness is the secret behind its magic mirror effect. Now, for most of the year, Salar de Uyuni is a stark, stunning, and blindingly white desert. The surface is a hard, hexagonally patterned crust of salt that crackles under your feet. The sheer whiteness and the sheer scale of it are overwhelming. You can see the curvature of the earth on the horizon. It feels silent, alien, and profoundly peaceful. But the real magic, the truly unbelievable transformation, happens during the rainy season. When the rains come, a miraculous thing occurs. A thin layer of rainwater, often only a few centimeters deep, collects on top of the salt crust. Because the area is so impossibly flat, this water doesn't run off or form puddles. It settles into a perfectly uniform, glassy sheet that stretches to the horizon in every single direction. This is when Salar de Uyuni becomes the world's largest natural mirror. The still, shallow water creates a flawless reflective surface. The blue of the sky and the white of the clouds above are perfectly duplicated below. The horizon vanishes completely. It becomes impossible to tell where the sky ends and the ground begins. If you stand on it, you look down and see yourself and the sky beneath your feet. You feel like you're walking on clouds, or floating in the middle of the heavens. Photographs taken here during this time look like abstract art or digital manipulations, with people appearing to walk on the sky or balance on a single foot in the middle of infinity. The effect is so disorienting and so beautiful that it can actually be a little dizzying. At night, the mirror effect becomes even more profound. The perfectly still water reflects the entire Milky Way galaxy with such clarity that the universe feels doubled, above and below, making you feel incredibly small and yet completely connected to the cosmos all at once. It is a spiritual experience for many, a place that truly makes you feel the awe and wonder of our planet. But Salar de Uyuni is more than just a pretty picture. It's a place of immense economic and cultural importance. Beneath that thick crust of salt lies a hidden treasure, the world's largest reserves of lithium. Lithium is a crucial component in the batteries that power our phones, our laptops, and most importantly, electric cars. As the world shifts towards green energy, this vast lithium deposit has become incredibly valuable, putting Bolivia and Salar de Uyuni at the center of a global conversation about technology, resources, and sustainability. Mining this lithium is a complex challenge, balancing economic potential with environmental protection for this fragile, otherworldly ecosystem. For the local people, the salt has been a way of life for generations. They harvest the salt in traditional ways, cutting it into blocks and using it for construction. Yes, there are hotels built entirely out of blocks of salt. They also guide tourists across the vast expanse, sharing the legends and the beauty of their home. Life here is harsh. The altitude is over 3,600 meters, nearly 12,000 feet, so the air is thin, the sun is incredibly strong, and temperatures can swing dramatically. The people who live here are resilient and deeply connected to this surreal landscape, which they regard with a mix of pride and reverence. Visiting Salar de Uyuni is an adventure like no other. The journey usually begins in the small, dusty town of Uyuni, which feels like a frontier outpost. From there, you pile into a 4x4 vehicle with a guide and drive out onto the salt. The moment you leave the town behind and the endless white begins, it feels like driving onto a frozen ocean. The perspective plays tricks on you. Distances become impossible to judge. A person 100 meters away can look like a giant, and a car a kilometer away can look like a toy, because there are no trees, no buildings, no landmarks of any kind to give your brain a sense of scale. This is where everyone takes those famous perspective-bending photos, using the forced perspective of the flat landscape to make it look like they're holding a giant dinosaur toy or being chased by a giant bottle of hot sauce. It's all in good fun, and part of the unique experience. As you drive deeper, you might reach Isla Incahuasi, a rocky island that rises out of the salt flat like a miracle. This island is covered in giant, centuries-old cacti, some over 30 feet tall, and climbing to its top gives you a 360-degree view of the infinite white, a sight you will never, ever forget. At the end of the day, you watch the sunset, which doesn't just happen in the sky, it happens below you, in the mirror, setting the entire world on fire with color, both above and below, in a symphony of light that feels both impossible and utterly perfect. Salar de Uyuni is more than just a destination, it's a reminder of the raw, powerful, and artistic beauty of our natural world. It shows us that our planet is still capable of creating wonders that surpass our wildest imaginations. It is a place of extreme contrast. Stark dryness and reflective water, harsh economic reality and breathtaking natural beauty, a feeling of complete emptiness and a profound sense of connection to the universe. It challenges your perception, humbles your spirit, and fills your soul with its silent, majestic grandeur. It is a testament to the fact that sometimes, the most amazing things are not built by humans, but are given to us by the ancient, slow, and powerful forces of geology and time. So, the next time you look at the sky or see your reflection in a puddle, I want you to remember this place. Remember that there is a corner of our world where the sky and the earth embrace, creating a dreamscape of pure light and illusion, waiting to remind us all of the magic that still exists on this incredible planet we call home.